embarrassing. But now I guess is the time where I get to say, "Hi, I'm Trevor, and welcome to Catching Up on Cinema." Uh, if you're not familiar with the program, Catching Up on Cinema is a film analysis podcast wherein we introduce each other to films, expand our cinematic horizons, and in essence, catch up on our cinema. So it is the month of March 2026, or rather the end of March 2026, and is once again that very special time wherein we do our very special Tales from the Shelf episode. And in joining me in this endeavor, I have my good buddy Brad from the Cinema Speak podcast. How's it going, Brad?
Are we live? We're in? We're official? We're going?
I think so. I got a
All right.
notification
Well,
on my
it's going
phone.
great in
I
that case.
think
I'm
it
I'm glad to
works.
be here.
Yeah, technology. It kind of works sometimes. So yeah, folks at home, we are using a software by the name of Restream, and they decided to change things up on me a little bit. So just getting this thing off the ground was a little bit of a miracle.
Kind of fitting with the theme of our episode though. There might be some sabotage going on from inside the computer.
Yeah. So AI business and all that is kind of the talk of the town. It's inescapable. Even the logo on today's episode is manufactured by AI. Hey, Brad and I may be manufactured by AI at a certain point. So I figured it would be fitting, as is customary for our monthly program, to have our theme, our the topic of which today's discussion is going to center around, be a little something we're calling Robot Rampage. So if you're not familiar with the format, a Tales from the Shelf episode is essentially Brad and I. It's our excuse to talk about our respective movie collections. As you may have noticed in the background of our respective webcam feeds, we both own quite a lot of films, a lot of movies, mostly DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks, all that business, optical. And today we're going to be talking about movies from our collections that feature evil robots or computer programs, or this is actually a topic of debate. Um, Brad, cyborgs, cybernetic organisms, are they allowed in the topic of robot rampages?
I know I joked with you that it was not allowed, but I that was a bit, and I think it is allowed. I will allow it. Although I guess it'll be interesting to see where each of our picks fall into because I'm trying to think, and I don't know. I maybe have one or two cyborgs in my pile, but most of them are not cyborgs. I don't think.
Okay, well, I have a decent number of cyborgs, but one thing that I tried to keep consistent across all my picks was I tried to keep things focused on evil robots, malevolent robots. So robots in the antagonist role in the story. I have plenty of good guy robot movies, but today I decided to focus. It's called Robot Rampage. Let's talk about evil robots out to get you. As is customary, I'm going to do my hosting duty here and toss Brad promptly in the path of the oncoming bus and ask that, hey, Brad, how about you be the first of us to share one of your picks?
Yeah, so I'll mention here a film that doesn't. I mean, it definitely fits the category. Doesn't fit in terms of the title, Robot Rampage. I don't know if there's much rampaging going on in this one, but when you mentioned the idea for the theme to me, this was the first movie that I thought of in my collection, and I do think it fits. I have here the classic, the cinematic masterpiece, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Ooh.
Of course, we're talking about HAL, the evil robot computer on the ship, or whatever you want to call it. Um, but yeah, I love 2001. I think it's an incredible, experience, pure cinema. This is a film that I think I obviously love it. I've seen it several times. I'm not going to say I've seen it a million times or anything like that, but I gotta say, this is one where I really feel like I need to see this on the big screen at some point. I feel like that would be a life-changing experience because so much of it is just the sort of the audio and the visuals and the experience of all that. But I do think it's a very entertaining film as well, and I love the section with Hal, taking over the ship and some iconic moments there. And not my favorite Kubrick film, but maybe his best, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it's a phenomenal film. So ahead of its time. So many of the effects still hold up to this day, and a lot of the techniques used to accomplish them are extraordinary. Really amazing film to just experience, honestly.
Mhm.
I personally haven't seen it in the theater either. Uh, but if I was to pick, a film of an older vintage that I would certainly come out for, if they were to screen it near me, which I know they definitely have in the Seattle area. I'm sure this film screens pretty regularly, honestly. Um, but yeah, I know Kyle, my sometimes co-host on Catching Up on Cinema. He's a Kubrick head. He's digested quite a lot of his filmography, and I know he holds that film in very, very high regard. Um, I've been flirting with the idea of getting him that very 4K disc, um, as like an incentive to get into the 4K market because I don't know that he has yet. But it's like, if anyone ought to have this film in their collection, and he doesn't have a substantial collection, that's the thing. It's like he only has a handful of movies. All of them are precious to him. That's one that I feel pretty assured I could get him, and he would be like, "Oh man, thank you."
Yeah,
um,
definitely one worth owning on disc in the highest format possible. I think I actually do own it on Blu-ray. Maybe not. Oh, I do. I do. Yeah, this is an upgrade. I did upgrade. I did have it on Blu-ray as well. Um, so what do we prefer here? Which artwork are we preferring here, Trevor?
mm, that's actually tough because like neither of them is neither of them is really my favorite, if I'm being honest.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
like there are many other images that come to mind when I think of that movie besides those two, the Star Child and that. I mean, the color scheme of the red seems to fit a little better.
I think so.
I think I would go with that. I think I would go with the 4K cover.
Plus, this is a bit of a spoiler here.
Yeah,
When
if
you
you
really
haven't
think
seen the
about it.
film. Yeah, I mean, the placement of that character in the narrative, it's like, that's, like, kind of a late game thing,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Um, yeah. No, I'd probably go with this.
Yeah.
It does kind of it doesn't show Hal, but it does have the red, so it kind of, fits in with that, which is kind of like a big probably the big chunk of the movie if we're thinking things from a literal, you know, plot perspective. Like that's a pretty big chunk there in the middle. Um, and yeah, like you said, it's almost kind of crazy to wrap your head around how ahead of its time some of that stuff was and the ideas there because it's like, man, back then, like, people didn't even know what a computer could be, let alone having the foresight to, predict some things that um are becoming more and more relevant every day.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was punch card computers. Um, yeah, I mean, that's what is it famously, came out before the moon landing. Um, there's a there's apparently a conspiracy theory documentary or something, about Stanley Kubrick, filming the moon landing or whatever. There's another movie, an actually successful movie podcast, Brad, not like mine, called "We Hate Movies." That I haven't really listened to them in a really long time. Fell off pretty hard, honestly. But story time, kind of the show that got Kyle and I involved in like doing that's kind of what inspired catching up on cinema. Honestly, so he was a fan of We Hate Movies. He insisted I listen to it. I gave it a listen. I enjoyed it. We shared some in jokes back and forth at the office, and then he was gonna leave that job because we were coworkers at the time. And I decided, I want to be this guy's friend, but I don't know how. So I'm gonna put it to him in the form of asking him to do a project with me. So instead of saying you want to hang out and be friends, my dumbass was like, "Hey, you want to do a podcast for 8 years?" And then after completing that 8 years of podcasting, we can be actually legitimate friends. Um, But yeah, it was like mutual enjoyment of that podcast that got us into it. Anyway, um, they had like a in joke on that podcast. There's a song. It sounded horrible. It's like Under the Masonic Moon, filmed by Stanley Kubrick. I think I looked it up a long time ago and I gave it a listen. I was like, oh my god, that is awful, but
Yeah.
also makes me chuckle. So Under the Masonic Moon, look it up.
Interesting.
Sorry
I
to
mean-
completely derail the conversation.
No, I mean, let's just throw it out. Do you think Kubrick filmed the moon landing? Do you think he faked it?
I don't give a shit. I really don't. Like,
Do
I
you
have
think
no,
that
I have no thoughts on the matter.
do you think that Danny wearing the rocket ship sweater in The Shining is Kubrick trying to tell people, help, help, they made me fake the moon landing? One
No.
of the classic theories I remember from that what is it, Room 237 documentary? Classic.
Mm. I always misrepresent it, but talking about another slightly more successful podcast, just barely more successful than me. Brendan Schaub, Brad. I think he had a slip of the tongue, as he often does. CTE and a speech impediment is a hell of a hurdle for a podcaster to get over. But a lifetime of football and MMA, not a good preamble to podcasting as a career choice.
That tracks. That
As a
tracks.
career path. What was it lambed moonding? I think it was lambed moonding. He tried to say the phrase moon landing and it came out lambed moonding.
Lambed moonding. I like that. I like that.
Lambed moonding. So of course I say that to my fiance all the time, and she just shakes her head. It's like I can actually I can actually hear you getting dumber.
Yeah. No, that's the code though. That's the code for when they're trying to talk, in secret.
Oh yeah,
Lambed moonding.
that's how you know you're talking to a moon landing conspiracy bros if they
Yeah.
use code phrase lambed moonding.
Yep. Exactly. That's how you know they actually know what's up.
Yeah, or if they open their Spotify and it has Under the Masonic Moon as the most listened to song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lamb moonding. Anyway, I can't compete with fucking Kubrick, so I'm not gonna try.
I
So
figured
we're
I'd
gonna
start it
do-
off in a very classy, highbrow way.
Yeah,
We can only go down from here.
yeah. So we're gonna lower that brow a bit. So I hope Santino's in the room. I actually don't know if he is, but hopefully he is. Although every time I talk about this sort of thing, and I mention I hope Santino's in the room, I always end up feeling kind of old and silly because then I realize like, oh, I don't think he was around for this, or I don't think he even knows what that is because Santino's a young man. He's a young podcast. He's a young fan of the animes. So let's talk about that anime shit. So I have here a bunch of DVDs. So get out your barf bag, Brad, and especially because one is in I kid you not, a rusty steelbook. This is not done well on my shelf.
Really?
Yeah. So rusty steelbook here. This is Dragon Ball Z. This is a 2-pack. This is the history of Trunks and Bardock, father of Goku.
Where's the rust on? In the corner there, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you can see it in the top corner up there.
Would you drop it in a puddle or something? What's going on here?
No, I just lived in a shitty basement studio apartment that was a bit musty.
Ah,
Yeah, but let's see if the discs are okay. Let's see if they're rotten to the core.
ooh, that could be. Now you're in trouble.
There's a little bit of something on there.
We might have disc rot. We might have disc rot.
We might have disc rot live on the air. So anyway, yeah, this is Dragon Ball Z, History of Trunks, Bardock, Father Goku, specifically History of Trunks. And I'll complete the thought in just a second here. We also have a box set, 3 DVDs. So these are Dragon Ball movies, Dragon Ball Z movies rather. So these are roughly like 40 minutes long, self-contained, like they're non-canonical for the most part, so they don't really touch the TV series or the manga or whatever. Um, and I always kind of favored them honestly when I was a kid because they're like 40 minutes long, and so they get straight to the point. And also the animation budget was better managed, so those 40 minutes generally look better than the TV show ever did. So it's just a more consistent, more straightforward experience, and you get all the characterization from the TV show. So these are very much self-contained, just kind of like Monster of the Week stories with an elevated budget. So anyway, this is movie 4, 5, and 6. Uh, 4 is kind of blah. 5 is pretty good. 6 is kind of a certified banger, which is this one, The Return of Cooler or Kula, which, as you may have noticed by the metallic sheen on that character, is indeed a robot. And also, finally, we have Dragon Ball Z Super Android 13. This is movie number 7. So this one actually comes directly after the one I just held up. And this one, by the title, Android, involves androids as the villains. So that's kind of the consistent thing across all of these picks is that Akira Toriyama, creator of all things Dragon Ball, I think deceased at this point. I could be wrong on that actually, but I do know that like all things Dragon Ball are very much like shepherded by someone else at this point. I know there's an artist named Toyotaro who's kind of like taken over things, and this is the fucking beast that will not die. Like there's One Piece and there's Dragon Ball. These are beasts eternal. They will never die. Um, I dread the day that they decide to cross them over. That would be
Yeah.
like I could not give two fucks about One Piece. But there was a phase in my life where Dragon Ball Z was kind of a big deal. I got into it pretty early actually because I had cousins, or I have cousins in Hawaii who they air Japanese programming pretty regularly just on like terrestrial Hawaiian television. So like Dragon Ball, like when it was first like the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, when it was coming out in Japan, it was also airing in Hawaii, and like the toys and merchandise and stuff was just around. So just through like osmosis, just like going to visit my cousin and whatnot, it's like, what's this Dragon Ball thing? And then like lo and behold, like 3 years later or whatever, it arrives on the Cartoon Network over here, like in the rest of the United States. It's like, oh, that's what that thing is. And now I actually have a proper in, but I had like an early awareness of it. But yeah, Akira Toriyama has a thing for machines in general, but also androids are a recurring element of all things Dragon Ball. They just pop up from time to time. In fact, one of the androids, I forget which number in the original Dragon Ball, was explicitly a ripoff of the Terminator, um, cyborg Terminator from James Cameron's film. Like the design of the character was straight up just Arnie, complete with sunglasses and like leather jacket. So he knew what he was doing. But ever since then, androids have been a consistent thing. The Red Ribbon Army is kind of the source of most of it. All the androids in this film are a legacy of the Red Ribbon Army. There's a whole season of the show that's dedicated to androids. They come up from time to time. They're always a big menace. They're always a big threat. So it's like tradition at this point. I'm sure there have been tons of androids introduced into Dragon Ball Super or whatever the fuck, but I haven't cared since 1996. It's like that's where me and Dragon Ball kind of parted ways. It's like, Dragon Ball Z's over, I'm out. GT, fuck off.
So
Super,
when Z ended, that's what was the chopping block for you?
yeah, I just, it's like all things in this world these days. Like, I don't think you're meant to hold on that tight. I think you're meant to have kids, and if they want to pick it up, I mean, you're not meant to have kids. Like, if you have kids, like, I'm not like enforcing beliefs or anything. I'm just saying, I think it's meant to be the kind of
Careful
thing
now.
you engage with it as you will, and then you part ways and you move on to the next thing or whatever. It's like Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles is a beast eternal. It will never die. Mario will never die. Fucking like Dragon Ball will never fucking die. Like all the voice actors, they're gonna die really soon, probably. But the property lives on. And well,
Trevor, I hate to tell you, but you are just wrong about this. You are not meant to let things go. You have to continue to consume every piece of content. And when it doesn't conform to the narrow mindset that you have of how you viewed something when you were a child, you have to tell people that it sucks and that it's not good anymore. And that the kids need to watch the stuff that was made 30 years ago because that's when it was good, because nobody likes the shit that is coming out now. That's what you need to do, right? Right, Trevor? That's really what you need to do.
that's what a proper citizen of the internet does. Like, sir
I'm
was
joking if it's not obvious. I'm joking, all right?
service bestows citizenship. The Starship Troopers logic. But yeah, no, me and Dragon Ball, like I still have appreciation for all things Akira Toriyama. I love his art. Um, Chrono Trigger is one of the best Super Nintendo games ever made, and a personal favorite. Dragon Quest is actually one of those things I haven't really dipped my toes into, but that's like a really big deal in Japanese gaming circle. Like that's a property that moves the needle every time there's movement on it. But yeah, it's funny because like everything you said, like tongue was firmly planted in your cheek. But but what's funny is in like the world of like animation, it's different, man. Because like I as much as I say I don't care about Dragon Ball, I will open my wallet for a self-contained movie. I won't watch the weekly shit. It's like wrestling. It's very much like wrestling. Like I watch WrestleMania. I'll watch wrestling like once a year. I'll watch WrestleMania, just see what the
Mhm.
kids are up to, see what the property's up to. The weekly shows, of which there are at least 3, maybe more. Oh, I don't have time for that, man. Like I check in once a year. Um, when it comes to like Dragon Ball though, like they've made I think 3 movies since they brought it back with Dragon Ball Super or whatever. I haven't watched anything of the show. Do not care. Know nothing about the story. Don't care. I've watched all those movies though, and I look at the animation quality. I'm just like, this is a different medium. Like they
Mhm.
do some wild shit that it's almost like too good, or it's almost grotesque to me. It's like I don't know what's wrong with this, but it's like it's too good. Because all the shit I was watching when I was a kid was impressive. I still find it impressive in certain ways, but it's like dog shit on a technical level compared to what they do now.
That was part of the appeal of it. That was part of the, aesthetic, and now it's lost its identity. You gotta tell these kids that what they're watching now is no good. They gotta go back to what you watched when you were a kid.
I mean, it's like the debate with raising your kids with video games. We're talking a lot about kids. Neither of us have them. But, like, would you raise your kid with shitty old video games and, like, work like, my friend actually had a plan that I don't think he actually enacted, but he was like, "I'm gonna raise my kid, and, like, every year, I'm gonna graduate him up to, like, the next tier of
Mm,
video games so he gets to
okay.
experience the evolution just as I did." It's like, no, you're gonna put an iPad in front of him when he's a fucking fetus, and then he'll be impressed by nothing for the rest of his
Yeah,
life.
yeah. It's like that classic, Onion headline, the Onion article. It's, a picture of a dad giving his daughter a Talking Heads album, and it
Oh,
says, "Dad raising daughter on music that will completely put her out of touch with her generation," or something
I
like
mean,
that.
that's the thing is, like, being being different is often a choice, but it's also a pretty big burden for, like, young kids.
Right.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know what you do, but Talking Heads, good taste at least.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can
Oh,
get
yeah.
behind that. I like Talking Heads.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. That was all my bullshit. Hey, Brad, how about you class up this joint and share your next pick?
No, 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 no classing
Frankenhooker.
up anymore. I got my classy pick out of the way. Um, got a movie here that, boy, I don't know why I have some association with you with this movie. I don't know if
Really?
you did an episode on it if we did an episode on it together, I don't know. I really
We've
don't
done a
know, but
lot. We've done a lot together,
we've
Brad.
done a lot together. For some reason, this is just maybe we've just talked about it on here. I don't know. But I have the classic 80s horror film Chopping Mall.
Oh, it's come up a lot.
That does this has come up a lot, has it not? Like,
Yeah.
am I crazy here?
Beautiful
Um,
cover art. It not at all indicative of what the film is.
no, no, very misleading, very misleading. But it's the first of the Vestron Video Collector Series, number 1 right
Oh,
there.
I didn't know it was number 1.
Yeah, number 1. I paid way too much for this when I bought it. Kind of embarrassing, but yeah, no, I don't love Chopping Mall, but it's kind of exactly, other than maybe the misleading artwork up here, it's kind of exactly what you would expect from an 80s horror film about security robots running amok in a mall late at night. Like if you're into that premise, then you'll probably have a good time. It's certainly not amazing, but it is fun. I do like just the premise of it, and also it's it moves pretty quickly. It falls into that subgenre of, I feel like there was a few films from this era of, teens hiding out in a mall or a store at night, and, either hilarity ensues or in this case, death ensues. But it's a fun one. I do like it. And you've got a cameo from uh, Dick Smith. Is that his name?
Excuse me, Brad's dying on the mic. Could you say that again?
Once I start laughing, it doesn't stop. What's his name? It's Dick Miller. Dick Miller. Dick
Miller, that
Miller.
guy, Dick Miller.
Dick Miller.
Dick Miller.
Dick Miller. Yeah, he's got a small role in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've watched this a couple times now. And this Blu-ray does have some nice bonus features on it as well. It was a nice entry into the Vestron Video Collector Series.
Yeah, is that Jim Wynorski directed that one?
You are correct.
Yeah, I remember that because Levi and he's been my co-host on Catching Up on Cinema past few months. We did a Barbarian movie month, and we talked about the recent Deathstalker remake, which is unfortunately not that good. Some really cool makeup effects, but they I don't know, the way they're showcased just is not great. But Deathstalker 2 is a hidden gem, which I think is also Jim Wynorski. And
Mm-hmm.
like upon closer examination, I think that's why it's a decent movie, is because he directed it. He has a certain oeuvre, and the guy with the big chin, the Bruce Campbell-esque guy, who's the lead actor in Deathstalker 2, I think is also chopping.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know who did the score on that one? Because I remember it having a really fun electronic score. It's like it's a good listen. You can sit
Do
down.
remember that as well. Does it say here? Composer Chuck Sereno. Chuck Sereno.
Oh, that same fella as Deathstalker 2.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It looks like
that's
he's done
all
a
I
lot
know him
of.
for, but I've listened to the theme from Deathstalker 2 enough times to know that that's his name.
Looks like he does a lot of
Wynorski.
Jim Wynorski's works here.
Yeah, it's a Wynorski, so there's some boobs. There's
Oh, yeah.
some boobs. And one good head explosion. I think exactly one good head explosion. And they're smart enough to put it in the end credits too.
Yeah. I
Like,
love the
that's what you
premise.
do with a good head explosion. You got to show it twice.
Yeah, yeah. I just love the premise of the mall getting hit by lightning and the robots going haywire. Like, just it's fun. It's simple. It's easy. It's a great elevator pitch. Just boom. Not
in,
not
in
too much
the
explanation
in the
needed.
80s, yeah, it's got a mall, it's got teens, it's got titties, and Jim Wynorski, like, he's a campy guy. He likes camp, and I feel like a project like Chopping Mall is a good fit for him because even the designs of the robots feel very retro. They feel very pulpy or
They feel very lost in space.
yes, they
Like
feel like
that,
Lost
yeah.
in Space or like the Jetsons or something.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
deliberately kind of shitty. Like they're not sleek, sexy robots or anything. They're tanks with heads.
Yeah. Now, what do you think of the title? Because apparently, At least on the back of the Blu-ray here, it says that an alternate title. I don't know if it was the first title or maybe in other territories. I don't know, but it's also called Killbots, um, which I'm torn because I think Chopping Mall is a good title, but it is kind of not indicative of what the film is. Like, there's not really any chopping going on in here. You would think that'd be more of a straight slasher, but it is. It is the fact that that was available. I can't fault them for taking that. Like, that's Chopping Mall. That is the fact that nobody made a slasher in, like a Friday the 13th ripoff slasher in a mall and called it Chopping Mall. That's on them.
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly. It's the kind of thing where it's like Chopping Mall is up for grabs. We're not actually making a slasher movie. This is more appropriate for a slasher movie. But if it's open, you gotta take it.
I mean, this came out in '86. Like, if it had come out in '84,
there
I
was
would have
time.
said, I would have
There's
said,
time.
Jim, give him a couple more years.
Yeah.
Like, give them a couple more years of slashers. They'll keep pumping them out. Somebody will do Chopping Mall justice. But by '86, I would say, Jim, you got to use that or lose it. Come on, man. This is the time to use it.
Picturing Jim Wynorski reading the newspaper in his kitchen, then like his wife or partner or whoever comes into the room and has like a letter and it's Jim, they said yes to Chopping Mall. Like, it's time. Hollywood needs me.
Yep. 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 Yeah. Great
Waiting
runtime
3
as well.
years for this.
76-minute runtime on this bad boy.
Ooh,
Solid.
ooh, Antonio. Antonio.
My favorite GIF.
I'm so glad you got to connect the dots on that.
Yeah.
You've
Mhm.
actually now seen Assassins. Not that it's a good movie, but now you know where it came from.
Still baffled that Santino had never seen that GIF before.
Ooh.
Like,
It's
I feel
it's
like
the best GIF,
that's so famous. I don't
and
know.
it's so malleable. Like, it's
Yeah,
so you can do so much with it. Like, it conveys so many things, and if you put in the legwork, you can take the shot of him looking into the computer monitor and put whatever the fuck you want in there, and then
that's good.
it's customizable.
That is
It's the
good.
perfect
Yeah,
gift.
yeah.
It lives on my phone. I have it. I use it often. I think I've sent it to you.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Me, uh, hmm. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna do you did something lowbrow, I'll continue the trend. But first, I have to crack open a beverage and this is gonna make you vomit in your mouth because
Uh-oh.
it's zero sugar. But Bobby gets some brand recognition, I guess. So hopefully that I have a Diet Coke Lime
Ooh, really?
limited edition
I've
trademark.
never had Diet Coke Lime.
Neither have I.
We get a taste test live on the mic here?
Mm-hmm. It's not bad.
Pretty good?
Yeah,
Now,
run out and get it.
are you a Diet Coke guy or are you a Coke Zero guy?
Zero, typically.
Okay, yeah.
But this was the only way that I found Diet Coke Lime.
Mm.
Not a sponsored
I would
stream.
try that. I would have to try that.
I mean, it's novel. Like that, I have very few vices, Brad, but new chips and new sodas like that's and also coffee creamers.
Mhm.
I've sent Brad several pictures of coffee creamers that I found in the wild. Really stupid, not very good coffee creamer. But if it's novel, I'll try it out.
I tried the White Lotus branded coffee creamers after he sent them, and, they were pretty good.
Yeah, those were not half bad, but there were some that were pretty gnarly. Like there was like a
Yeah.
pineapple one or something where I was like,
Ew.
no, what? What the fuck? No. Anyway,
Yeah.
I have another DVD, which I'm gonna have to check if it has disc rot, because I've had this one a long time. And this is one that I actually put on a short list of things to cover on the podcast someday. So sorry, Levi, if we end up talking about this one, because this one has a reputation. So this is Gunhed. That's the title, Gunhed.
Okay.
Misspelled because Japan. Um, so this DVD was put out by ADV Films, who were very big in the Japanese import and anime market in the early 2000s, I believe. Stands for Gun Unit Heavy Elimination Device, which is why there's no A in the head. So this is uh I am trying to figure out who directed this one, but the punchline is this is an Alan Smithy film.
Okay.
There was a person who directed it, Japanese fella, um, but it's essentially been disowned because it's a very poor film in terms of like narrative and structure. This is, I believe, a Toho production, if not like a Bandai production. So the problems with this movie are narrative oriented. What's interesting is from like a special effects standpoint, there's some pretty cool shit going on. There's some amazing miniature work in this. This came out in the 90s, like early to mid 90s, I believe. There is a tie-in video game to it. The star of this, he's been in some major productions in Japan, including a few Godzilla movies. Um, that's Barbara Bach on the cover. I think she's actually an American actress with some credits. Like she's kind of known. But the point is, this is intended to be like a special effects showcase movie, primarily centered around robots. You can see the gunhead, the titular gunhead, is like the hero robot. It's essentially like a robot tank. But there's also like antagonistic robots, and there's a cyborg running around and makes not a fucking lick of sense in the story. But the sets and the optical effects and the pyrotechnics and miniature designs are all pretty spectacular. They're not especially well implemented, like the I don't know, the structuring of the editing and like the flow of the choreography of the action is kind of kind of lackluster. But there's quite a lot of effort on display in this movie. So it's a weird thing where it's like a lot of effort, probably a lot of money too. Also like the promotional train was behind this one. I've seen trailers for it. It looks like there was enthusiasm backing it. Like I said, there's at least 2 tie-in video games. There've been model kits produced about this, countless magazine publications. I have a thing for like old magazines. I like rooting through those, and I've seen a handful covering this movie.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is a dog shit movie in a lot of respects, but it does involve a lot of robots, a whole lot of robots, and some pretty nifty effects that I'm a big sucker for. Like this was kind of a golden age for miniature work in the Japanese film industry, um, and also optical effects. Like a lot of those Heisei era Godzilla movies are a good showcase for that sort of thing. This one has kind of stuff that's on par with that, just the faintest bit of disc rot. So we'll see if that actually works. I don't know if this DVD is worth anything. That's not the reason I collect movies, though. Hopefully, it works.
I gotta say, the artwork on that did not give good vibes from when you held it up. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like junk. But I will say that I did look it up on Letterboxd, and the ratings are higher, much higher than I would have expected based on that artwork. And actually, the poster on Letterboxd, I don't know if it's the theatrical poster or what, but actually classes it up a little bit. Um, so yeah, I feel like that DVD artwork is really selling it short.
I'm not surprised. Like that DVD artwork is a rush job. Like is a low effort Photoshop shit. I could do that. But I wouldn't be surprised if this movie got reappraised in recent years because of all the aforementioned positives. I have a tendency to eat with my eyes. Like if something is aesthetically pleasing enough, or like I don't know, has design work that intrigues me outside of the frames of the film, if that makes sense. Like I have that problem talking about movies a lot of times where I end up fixating on what I got out of it or what it could have been rather than what it is. And this is very much a not a very good movie, but it has a lot of things that I see quite a lot of potential in it. Um, and it's mostly aesthetic driven. Um, the effects are terrific, but also the score. I think it's Toshiyuki Honda, and I know that name off the top of my head because I have the soundtrack for this movie, not on hand. Sorry, and I've listened to it many times, and the score is a fucking banger. Excellent soundtrack. Also, look up a trailer for this. Like really, the trailer for this movie kicks all sorts of ass. In fact, I'd almost like want to do a share screen or something, just because like I feel like it's worth taking a look.
Yeah,
In fact, maybe I'll do that. Like we don't do this all the time on the
that works
podcast,
for me. I'm down.
but
I'll
we'll
say the
see.
most liked review on Letterboxd gave this a 4 out of 5. So
What?
yeah, oh yeah.
That's not warranted.
Average
But
rating is a 3, but there's a 4, 3.5 here.
okay, well, let's see if I can get the share screen thing working because, like I said, we're changing it up. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it live.
Another 4, a 5,
All right, Brad.
4.5. Here we go.
We're gonna go away real quick. I don't know if the audio's playing, but
My God, look at this junk.
ガーネットのパーツだよ。
oh, that shimmer effect, that drop shadow. I've told you about this so many times. Terrifier 2 uses a really similar effect, and like Japanese sci-fi and horror was like obsessed with that particular
Give it up,
Photoshop
Brooklyn.
effect.
化け物ロボットやっつけるには
At
ガ
a
ーネットが
certain
必要なん
point
だ
in
よ。
time, and every time I see it, it's like
もっと単純な症状ないのかよ。
10 seconds to contact.
いやわかんないんだっ
it's
て。
like
When
that
the two
every
markers
time I see.
cross, fire.
You
And
said
like,
it's in Terrifier 2?
yeah, if you pull up like a poster for Terrifier 2,
Oh, the post. Okay.
yeah, not the movie itself. Just
ガンヘッドで
the, yeah,
スタンディングも
this movie
Roger.
has pluses. None of them have anything to do with market or story. it's all just like how it looks and the score. I wish that I had. Super for that. That's probably what's going on.
Gunhed.
Anyway, yeah, that effect on the gun. 1989.
I'm kind of into it. I got to be honest. I think that looks pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the worst thing. Anyway, that was my Gunhed. So
I got to
Brad,
say, though, the worst thing's got to be the title. Not only Gunhed, but you said it stands for something unit.
unit. A gun unit heavy elimination device.
Yeah, see, so it should be Goohead.
Goohead.
I don't know if I don't like that title. That's you needed another word in there.
The Greasy Strangler versus Goohead.
Yeah.
Anyway, your pick, sir. What you got next?
Oh boy, what do we want to do next? Well, let's go with I'll class things up a little bit here. And full disclosure, I don't know if you approve of this, Trevor. I don't know if you're gonna allow this. But by showing this movie, I am revealing a spoiler for the movie.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I'm willing to take that risk.
It has been out for, I believe, 13 years. So it's not like it just came out yesterday. I have here The World's End.
Oh, we covered that for the podcast.
Yes, the third film in the Cornetto trilogy. I when I was talking about the spoiler thing, I was more for the audience's sake. I didn't want you to get any
Oh, okay.
hate mail or death threats or anything
Oh,
like that. You know. But no, I do believe, if I'm remembering right, I know it is an alien threat, but I do believe that the people have become replaced by robots. Am I wrong in that remembrance? Is that correct?
Yeah, they seem to be mechanical or automatons in some way. I mean, certainly the way they break apart, like they have components to them that make them look like machines. I mean,
Yeah, they
I'm
rip off
thinking
their
back to the
arms.
bathroom fight sequence.
Yeah, yep. And I know a lot of people say that this is the ugly, hang on, so I don't want to say this in a non-PC way. The We'll just say the
Something
ugly
the
child.
stepchild.
Yeah, I was gonna say stepchild.
But
I don't
that's
know if that
also
was allowed.
discriminatory though.
Yeah,
Like, that's discriminatory towards stepchildren.
yeah. Well, I mean, hey, we love stepchildren here on this show.
This is the goat
Stepchildren
this is the
are
goat among sheep.
yeah, yes. But
Or the
I
sweet goat.
personally listen, some people might call it a stepchild, and I think that's a compliment because stepchild can be just as loved as much as a regular child. Because I think this movie rocks. I love The World's End. It is my second favorite of the Cornetto trilogy, and for my money, the first hour of this movie is the best straight hour of anything in any of the Cornetto trilogy movies. Any the best hour, best straight hour of anything Edgar Wright has ever done in his life. He would kill to have the Running Man and be as good as the first hour of The World's End. Uh, Love the idea of friends getting back together again. Huge sucker for that sort of trope. One of my favorite tropes. Love the idea of the bar crawl, the golden mile. Amazing. And the robot stuff at the end, it is not like my favorite part of the movie because the robots do feel a little bit similar to, like the zombies in Shaun of the Dead. But I do think thematically, the idea of coming back to your hometown and feeling like that sort of sense of uh alienation in a way, like you've left this place and you've come back and now everything sort of feels mechanical in some way. I think that does actually work really well. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of this movie. Very watchable, and it's been a while since I've checked it out. I need to go back and give it another poke.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed The World's End. But strong caveat, I've not seen Shaun of the Dead.
Mm.
I've not completed the Cornetto trilogy. Um, I wanna say most people point to the Hot Fuzz. They tend to point to that one as being the best one, or am I wrong on that? Like,
So I think some people do. I think a lot of people. I think the general consensus is that Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz are like up here, while The
yeah,
World's End is down here. And I would take Hot Fuzz and go and bring it down, and bring The
sort of.
World's End up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed Hot Fuzz. Also enjoyed World's End. I agree with you. I think the first hour in particular is very strong.
Hmm.
All the points you made, I was like, yeah, these all of this appeals to me quite a lot. And then you throw in that Edgar Wright energy and some pretty nifty action sequences in there to keep you awake and engaged, and you have a really good solid hour entertainment. I don't remember the conclusion of the movie all that well, but I do remember it goes some wild directions that I didn't keep up with as well as I did in that first hour.
Yeah.
Um, but Edgar Wright is a whole topic unto himself, man. Like, he's never been my guy. Like I said, I never saw Shaun of the Dead, so I never got in on the ground floor of the Edgar Wright business, let alone the Cornetto trilogy. But I don't know, post Simon Pegg, and is it Nick Frost? Is that the fellow's name?
Yes. Yep.
Post partnership with those fellas, it seems like most people seem to say the magic is gone to some extent. Like, as a technical filmmaker, like Baby Driver has some cool shit. Um, that Soho movie or whatever, I heard kind of the same deal where on a technical level, there's some really nifty stuff, but I don't think anybody had anything to say about the movie itself. Baby Driver just really lost me after like the first couple of scenes where it was like it starts so strong. And then I was like, I just do not give a shit.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry. Um, and what's funny is the Running Man, I've heard really divisive things about. Like, as far like I've had some elements of like the ending spoiled for me, and I've heard like really scathing remarks about, where people were like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, the ending's quite bad. Very bad ending.
What's crazy is that my fiance has a friend who works in Hollywood, um, and works with scripts and like is in that world, and whose opinion I trust very much, and they loved it. I've not seen the movie myself, but that shocked me, where I was like, "Whoa, I think I need to see this now to get to the bottom of like where you're coming from." Because I mean, there's nothing wrong with going against the grain, of course, but I'm just curious as to like why I've heard some people like really fucking hated it,
See,
and then
I
this trusted person loves it.
I love that though, because that shows that that trusted person, who we will not be revealing their name, but that trusted person, we know that their opinions are genuine. They're not just going with the grain.
Yeah,
They go with their actual opinion, and I think that's a rare thing nowadays. I feel like people really like to pile on movies, and sometimes it happens where you are part of the pile. I did not like The Running Man very much. I thought the ending was bad, but I respect anybody who goes against the grain on that.
yeah, integrity. I own Gunhead on TV.
Exactly.
Proud owner of Gunhead. But yeah, I would like to see The Running Man, if only for that, just to like get to the bottom of that. Was like is there something here, or should I should I question this person's opinions going forward? No,
One bad opinion, they lose all credibility.
it's probably the kind of thing where like if I had a conversation with them about it, I bet you they could illuminate it for me.
Yeah.
Or, like, it could be the kind of thing where like I said about myself, like maybe it's not all in the movie or something. Like it requires some legwork to really find the nuggets in there. But like I don't know. I'm curious to see it. And also Glenn Powell is the easiest fucking sell for my fiance. So it'll get played in this house eventually. She likes her rat face boy. I get to call him that, by the way. Beady-eyed rat face boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine, because I have no problem with Glenn Powell. Like, I actually think he's a fine actor. He's very charismatic, but he does have a rat face. And apparently,
the rat
that's a
face is
trend
in now.
now. That's a trend. Like my
Yeah.
fiance told me that. She was like, "It's a thing." Like ladies, they're going for these rat fucks. It's like,
Yeah. It's about time. It's about time. They've had to suffer for so long.
yeah, and guys like Brad and I, with our well-defined features, we're shit out of luck.
Yeah. Yep. You were born to the wrong generation, apparently.
Yeah, shit. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm gonna do next. So give myself the single, take a swig
Diet Coke Lime.
of this Diet Coke.
I love the can as well. That's nice.
Yeah, it's they're going for a retro,
Yeah.
and it works for me. I kind of like it.
Real nice.
Kind of dig it. Okay, well, I'm gonna talk about something. Apparently, I'm only doing Japanese picks today. That's the theme. So I'm going to talk about something that I actually don't know that much about, despite how much of it I'm about to show. So I'm going to talk about Mamoru Oshii's Patlabor, which stands for patrol labor. Okay, patrol labor is this thing here. So Patlabor is a multimedia franchise. So there's manga, there's anime, there's movies, there's even a live action that I think happened in the 2010s, maybe even a movie on top of that. Anyway, it's like this multimedia franchise. They're actually poised to make a comeback very, very, very soon. Like I said, nothing ever fucking dies. Essentially, what this is it's like a cop drama, but in like a almost like a Law and Order kind of style, where you get to see like every facet of a police department. So all the characters and job titles are kind of covered in some fashion or another. And there's a lot of like melodrama in between everybody. But there's a lot of fun that happens in between it. So the tone is kind of all over the place. But it takes place in a near future scenario. So most of the world looks like ours, but there's some new additions to it in the form of these things called labors that are essentially mechs, but they're not like super gigantic mechs. They're like 18 feet tall, maybe. So they're not like Gundams or something where it's like 50-foot tall robot. It's like an 18-foot tall robot. In fact, the cockpit's in the chest, and you can actually see the pilot's head just like kind of poking out of it. And so the idea is they have to create a branch of the police force for crimes involving these machines because they've been incorporated into society at large. So they're used not only for construction, they're also used in the military. They're also used for logistics. They're also used for the police force. So it's like a I don't know like a police station comedy drama about like monster of the week threats involving crime involving these labor machines. Um, and a lot of them invariably end up being robot on robot violence. It is a monster of the week kind of story a lot of times. And in fact, there are some like automated ones, like AI driven ones that pop up from time to time. This is a gigantic box that incorporates the TV series, the movies, and the OVAs. I haven't even cracked this fucker open. But I'm actually
Is it
eager
new?
to.
Like, did you
Uh,
just get it?
No, I've had this for a long time, but I haven't opened it yet. But if we're doing show and tell, like I said, I actually don't know that much about the series. I've just kind of admired it from afar because just on a conceptual level, I think it's really neat. And also from a storytelling standpoint, what little I have seen of it, I've been very impressed with because Mamoru Oshii. I don't know if you're familiar with him by name, Brad, but he's the fellow that did Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
He has a particular pacing and tone, particularly in this era in the 90s, like in the late 80s and early 90s. It's fucking gorgeous. Like I like that nothing he's never in a hurry to do anything. And most of the conversations involve people sitting in cars not looking at each other while they talk. There's a lot of navel gazing that happens in this shit, but it fucking works for me. And Patlabor's I think his I think it's his baby. I don't think he's done everything associated with it, but the idea I think came from him, and in fact, a lot of the early work came from him. And I'm just a fan of his. But I've shown these off probably years ago on the podcast, but these are some of the coolest DVD sets I've ever seen. So I have Patlabor the movie.
Mm.
So there are 3 movies in this time frame of the series, and this fella here is one of those aforementioned like fully robotic. So this one's like AI driven. It's the antagonist of this film. Serves as like the final boss essentially of the movie. So this is a thick, chunky box, and it's got story. It has the full script and storyboards in addition
wow.
to the movie with special features. And
Very nice.
These are thick, heavy books. And they gave the same treatment to Patlabor 2, which I think is regarded as like the magnum opus kind of, or the masterpiece of this whole franchise. Certainly a much more serious movie. Like the first one has some goofiness to it, and even the character designs and animation are more rounded and bouncier. This one is where things start to turn like veer towards like ultra realism, and the tone is like deathly serious. Good movie, and like I said, same treatment, amazing, heavy as shit too. But what's kind of unfortunate is that this box for the third movie, which has a really awkward title. It's like W13. It stands for like Waste 13. And it's also Patlabor 3. Extraordinarily different movie, and unfortunately not consistent with the packaging and the presentation of those other 2 boxes. This
Mhm.
one has the movie, a series of skits, and also behind the scenes features, all in their own individual DVD cases. And this one's still in the shrink wrap. This movie's really fucking weird actually, because the first two are about the labors and stuff, so it's about like robot on robot violence and stuff. This one, to spoil it a little bit, is about a giant tadpole monster
Oh,
with some like really wild, like almost like J horror style, like body horror type shit going on. Like the reveal of what the monster actually is like, what the what? Like, did not see that coming. Like, I mean, I did because the movie is narratively structured pretty well, but it's also like that is wild. So it's
okay.
like
I'm intrigued
giant,
now. You got me
giant
interested.
man-eating tadpole monster. Sure. Like I didn't know they were going there, but part of what's beautiful about those three movies is that, like I said, the franchise is about like a station house, about like a branch of the police force or whatever. Those movies each individually uh have protagonists of different facets of that police force.
Hmm.
So like the first one's largely about the rookies, second one's largely about like the senior most detectives, and then the third one's about like the street detectives who like in terms of like robot action, it's relegated to the end. Like
Yeah.
the main characters in the story don't touch that part of it at all. It's just cigarette smoking detectives walking the streets. It feels like Blade Runner or some shit. It feels like a proper noir. The third one does, and then at the very end, it's like, oh yeah, there's robots and tadpole monsters.
I like that gimmick though of like the police station or whatever, and each movie, focuses on a different. So like the characters from the first movie that were the protagonists are still there, but they're
Oh
just
yeah,
side characters in part two.
oh yeah, yeah.
I like that. That's
The
cool.
main character of the first movie is a young woman that pilots one of the robots, and she shows up. She's not like given a whole lot to do, but like when it comes time for the robot action to show up in the end of the third movie, it's like, oh yeah, that's that same lady.
Yeah.
So it like the cast remains consistent across the whole thing, but the focus shifts, and it's done really well. Like I really like this shit. Like as much as I don't know about it, like I feel compelled to know more.
Can you watch the movies without having watched the show?
That's how I did it.
Oh,
I
all
haven't
right.
watched the show.
Okay. All right.
And I just gushed about these for how many minutes or whatever. I haven't watched the show. I don't know, Brad. I've only watched those three movies and the live action. Oh, they had a live action movie that I didn't pull off my shelf that I have there. Um, and there's also a live action show that has some pretty cool choreography in it, but I haven't seen that either. Just those movies, and I got a lot out of them, obviously.
Yeah, but the one set you showed up, that was the show, right?
Yeah, this
You just haven't watched. Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
this
Gotcha.
does have everything. So I do have access. I just haven't cracked them open yet. But
Gotcha.
another note, something we talked about on the podcast years ago. We talked about our composers. We talked about some of our favorite film composers a long time ago. Kenji Kawai does the score for like everything I just showed you. And fuck, he's one of my favorites. His instrumentation isn't always my favorite, but his composition is, yeah, man, it's great. Like he's amazing. And his work on all these is terrific. The opening of Patlabor 2 is it's one of the most amazing things committed to animation, honestly. It's just showing the startup sequence of one of the robots, and the opening of Patlabor 2 and Ghost in the Shell actually are two of some of my favorite opening sequences in anything, honestly. And the marriage of music and animation and the timing of the edits is just like chef's kiss. Um, Kyle actually pointed out that David Fincher, in that movie that he disowned, Alien 3, the pacing of the edits in the opening of Alien 3 bears the slightest similarity. Just in that, like, in Alien 3, it's like intentionally like staccato, how it's like they're showing bits of the ship failing, and I think it's like harsh cuts to credits, and then back to more of the ship failing, and then credits. It's like that back and forth rhythm. Anyway, I've said more than enough, but I would just say maybe check them out, Brad. You might like them. I don't know about the first movie, but the second movie and the third one, there's something about sitting with those movies that just works for me.
Yeah, 2 and 3 have me very intrigued.
Yeah, first one is very different tonally. Like it's a lot goofier and a lot more cartoonish, whereas 2 and 3, we're entering into something more serious and frankly more interesting. Yeah. Hey, Levi. Levi comments, nothing worse than the movie that doesn't match its sequels on a shelf. Yeah.
Well, that's a question. What do you keep them? Do you keep the third one together, or do you put it all the way towards what was it, X or W, or what was it?
I'd be curious to know what it's actually logged on like Letterbox as, because I do know that it has a very strange title where it's like it's like W and then Roman numeral 13. It stands for Waste 13, I believe, but it's also Patlabor the movie 3 or something. So like the naming convention is all out of whack.
Let's just see here. Yeah, on Letterboxd, it is under Patlabor whatever WX the movie.
Okay. So it's not Patlabor 3 though. It's like
No, but
it would still work though. In order.
What does it show on the spine? Is Patlabor on the spine?
Oh wow, that is really small. I can't even read that shit. It says okay, so I'll show you, Brett. So obviously you can see W13.
Yep.
That you can't even read it, but that says Patlabor.
Okay.
That bar. So it kind of has both. They're not in the same order. It has the W13 before the Patlabor. I don't know. This is the kind of thing that would keep you up nights, Brad. Be thankful this is in my collection, not yours.
Yeah. That's a dilemma because Letterboxd it's Patlabor W13. IMDb it's W13 Patlabor.
Yeah.
And I mean the classic rule, if it's ever like a tiebreaker situation, the classic rule is what's on the spine is where it goes in line.
So like I have my P's and then it would go wow over there.
Unfortunately, I think you would have that's what was the one the Mad Max 2.
Oh,
But I don't
Road
know.
Warrior. Does it say on the box like Road Warrior or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to see where I got it under, because that's definitely one where, IMDb says The Road Warrior, Letterboxd says Mad Max 2. So
Mad
I
Max
had to
2, The
where-
Road Warrior.
I'm not finding it anywhere right now, but oh no, it's under R. Yeah, Road Warrior. Yeah, for me.
I mean, like you said, what's on the box, what's on the spine is where it goes in line.
Sometimes that's the rule you got to fall back on, and it hurts sometimes, but you need to do it.
I'm picturing after the conclusion of this podcast, I'm gonna be telling Lizzie like, put on a pot of coffee. It's gonna be a long night. It's like I see some things on my shelf. They got to get reordered.
Yep. Yeah.
You got to do it.
Yeah. You have to. You really. It's yeah.
Yeah. You got to do it. Okay, so that was more than enough about Patlabor. So pick is to you, sir. What's your next pick?
All right, I'm gonna go with this one here. This one kind of breaks the rule a little bit of what we're going for, but I think it still fits because it's not really a robot, but it is mechanical. The villain of this movie is mechanical. Okay. I have the classic 80s horror / comedy film, Blades.
Oh, nice.
Blades, about the killer lawnmower running amok on a golf course. Now, what's great about this movie, aside from being about a lawnmower run amok on a golf course, is that it is essentially a parody of Jaws, but parody in a way that is actually pretty interesting, in a way that I haven't seen done many other times, if any. In that it's not like throwing out jokes, it's not like throwing out Zucker Brothers goofy gags or anything like that. It plays things very straight, but it is almost like, I don't want to say shot for shot, but for the sake of explaining what this is, I'm going to say it's a shot for shot remake of Jaws, but with the concept of it being a killer lawnmower on a golf course. So they completely recreate all the big beats from Jaws, like the beat of the mother losing her son and slapping the sheriff, but they do that on a golf course with a killer lawnmower. And they like, it's something where if you've never seen Jaws, you probably wouldn't even really get what the movie is going for. But if you've seen Jaws, you love Jaws. It is a pretty fun watch to see how, like, and then once you kind of realize what they're doing, and then you start kind of almost trying to think ahead and think, okay, what are they going to do with this? Like when the three guys are out on the boat at the end, and this one it's three people out on a golf cart, and they're sailing the golf course that is closed down to try and trap the lawnmower, and it's a lot of fun. I really like it. Yeah, it's very unique. It's definitely kind of a cool hidden gem that Vinegar Syndrome put out here.
Yeah, I remember when you told me you got that and just the premise, I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, I feel like that would be a fun beer and pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't drink, but you know what I mean. It would be a
Yeah.
good, like, invite your friends over and watch a movie that you don't need to pay that close attention to, but over time you'd probably find yourself like slipping into and actually engaging with, just because, like you said, it's neat that you can anticipate where it's going, but the fun is like figuring out how they're going to render it given the changes to the setting. Um,
Hmm.
I think what makes that work is probably, like you said, the way that they actually try to play it straight.
Yeah.
It's like if they tried to go full goofy with it, it probably would have gotten into like epic movie territory where it's like, shut up, just shut up and go away.
It just,
Don't-
it's just fun because, like, the structure of Jaws is so great, and then watching it being transplanted onto this golf course where it's like, we've got the big tournament. This is our biggest weekend of the year. We can't close down now.
Yeah, golf
It's
tournament instead of 4th of July. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, that's
exactly. Yeah.
great. That's
Yeah.
great.
No, it's
What do
it's a
they
lot.
do for the Kittner boy?
I can't remember. I need to revisit this. I've only seen it the one time.
And
Um,
who's who's their Quint? Like what?
I want to say he's
Like
like the
what's his
groundskeeper on the
deal?
golf course. I want to say he's, yeah, like the groundskeeper or something like that.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
that would be my guess, but I'm curious about like the USS Indianapolis story. Like what like what that would be.
yeah.
I
Yeah, I
should
don't
probably just get it and watch it,
yeah.
honestly.
They do the like the POV stuff of, POV of the shark, but the POV of a lawnmower like creasing through the golf course.
That's
Oh, it's
fun.
fun. It is
Yeah.
good.
I mean, I've been doing my annual Spielberg watches. Brad knows this because he's a letterboxed hawk. He tracks you on letterboxed. He'll show up and give you a digital finger wag if you forget to log something, which I have forgotten to log something now that I mention it.
Uh-oh.
Project Hail Mary. I watched that last
Mm.
Wednesday. Did not log that. My fiance was super hyped about that. She read the book a while back, loved it. Same Hollywood friend had recommended that book to my fiance, and it worked out then. So we'll see if the Running Man does. But um, I've been doing my annual Spielberg watches. Jaws around 4th of July weekend, and Saving Private Ryan around Memorial Day. Wonder if I should should find a way to slot Blades in there for 4th of July.
Yeah, it could be a nice little either watch it before or after your annual Jaws watch.
Yeah, should like get my fiance to agree to rewatch. She has seen it. Rewatch Jaws with me. Be like, okay, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna watch Jaws.
I'm
Put
just
in Blades.
I'm looking up like images from the movie because I don't totally remember
Yeah.
some of the, but I'm like where they have at the end where they have the barrels on the shark.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember how they do it, but they've got balloons on the lawnmower. So it's just this lawnmower and it's got these like inflatable balloons coming at them.
Did you find a pic?
I just got it pulled up on YouTube here. I could probably,
Yeah. You want to try a share screen?
let's see.
I want to see this too.
So they got that.
Okay.
Let's see if we can jump around a little bit here.
I saw.
I mean, you got the stuff early on here, like the POV stuff right here.
Oh wow! I like the caption on the video. Blades, but it's only when the lawnmower's on the screen. 4.5 minutes of
Classic.
lawnmower action.
Classic. Yeah, no, it's a fun one. It's good.
It's funny that shot of the woman looked like the push and pull shot with Chief Brody on the beach.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not done well, but it's kind of reminiscent of it.
What they were
Yeah,
going
I
for,
should probably
probably.
just check out. I'd probably like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not high art or anything, but I
No.
think it's just kind of it's a clever idea, and I think if you're a big fan of Jaws, I think you'll get a kick out of it.
No, I am, and I eat with my eyes for sure. Like aesthetics do drive a lot of my media diet, but at the same time, it's like also like novelty and like adorableness also like go a long way with me. It's like, oh, it's so sweet that they tried. It's like doesn't even have to be good. It's just neat. Anyway, sorry, Brad, but I'm actually gonna call it good here. Wrap it up, but we can still do the speed round.
That works for me.
Being as you just went, I'll run through my stuff real quick and pass the baton to you. So, folks at home, if you're not aware, essentially what the speed round is we're just going to be talking about the runner-up picks. So the movies that we set aside today, but didn't talk about at length or in detail. We'll still be conversational, of course. Like Brad's free to talk over me and interject at any time. I hope he does, in fact. But we're just gonna run through everything and not pause and fixate on too many of these. So anyway, these are the also rans. So I have something that I feel like it's like a running gag on the podcast actually that we don't talk about. Maybe because it's obvious, but also because it's like a whole ass can of worms. It's not that I'm reluctant to talk about it. It's like it's more that I'm reluctant. It's that I don't know what I would have to say about it that hasn't been said by people who care more. And that is the Ultimate Matrix Collection. There's a bunch of slim Blu-ray cases in here. So this is Blu-ray on 4K. But the Matrix is, it's a generational sci-fi hit that involves machines coming to fuck you up. It's amazing. I actually had the privilege of seeing that first movie in the theater. And big fan. Like the first, I defend Matrix Reloaded just on the grounds that the action is groundbreaking.
Oh yeah, Reloaded's got some good stuff.
And also the score for both that and Revolutions is tremendous. Really neat on a conceptual level. Right? I think what they did is they had Don Davis. I think they had like an orchestra and symphonic sound to it, but then they had like techno and electronica artists remix or play on top of the orchestra basically. So it was like each track had a different collaborator. Really interesting concept. I would love to see something like that implemented in other movies. But yeah, as convoluted and silly as some of the sequels get, like Reloaded has some mind-blowing action that you can't find anywhere else. Like it's never been done to that scale before, or those ideas have never been represented before. So the novelty factor for an action fan, like it's just like I don't give a shit like about the actual content of the movie. I don't care that like it has some warts to it. It's still enjoyable to me. That last movie, I was in the camp where it didn't work for me. I've heard many rebuttals to that. Like I've heard that some people think it's secret or quietly, I guess, brilliant, not secretly. I was in the camp where I was like, I don't I don't want this. I didn't ask for this, but I get that they're also trying to make a bit of a gag at the fact that the studio asked for it, and that's why you're getting it. A lot of meta stuff going on, but not meta stuff I'm terribly amused by, honestly. Anyway, moving on. I have a very unusual box set that I've considered selling many times because I don't like this, but I blind bought it because I absolutely love what it's based on. So I have here the Death and Return of Superman complete film collection, which for some reason has fucking Steel, an action figure of Steel, who is kind of a minor player in these movies and in this comic. In the Reign of the Supermen, he had his own publication, I guess. So he was involved, but like, why him? Anyway, this comic, The Death and Return of Superman, I had the Funeral for a Friend trade paperback when I was a little kid. And of course, I read The Death of Superman floppy when I was a kid too. Death of Superman and The Breaking of the Bat were like kind of what got me into comics, honestly. So it's important to me. This is the second time DC and Warner Brothers animated The Death of Superman. And I don't think they did it all that well both times. They really changed up the story. This is actually two separate movies, but this box encompasses both of them. They really changed up the story big time for that second chapter and did it no favors, honestly. So it's never been done. Like, this story has never been done well on film because Batman v Superman also just barely touches this, just barely. And they fucked it up there. And the very first DC animated movie from like the 2000s era, so like post Batman animated series era, was The Death of Superman, and they fucked it up there. And then you get to this one like 2 decades later, they fucked it up again. So
next time, baby, next time.
My kingdom for a Death of Superman that I actually like. Levi has a comment here. Boy, howdy, is that movie just okay? Got a theater showing of it and was whelmed. I'm not sure exactly which movie you're referencing, but I think that applies to the past 3 movies I mentioned. Matrix 4, Death of Superman again, and Batman v Superman are all whelming experiences. Also, the reason why this is part of the picks, Brad, because I know you care. Cyborg Superman, Hank Henshaw, is instrumental in the plot, The Death and Return of Superman.
Yeah.
There's a cyborg. We talked about this. Cyborgs are allowed. Kind of counts as a robot. MD Geist, director's cut, Death Force. MD Geist, we've talked about this plenty of times, but yeah, a lot of robots out to get you. This is like the most edgelordy of animes that's out there. The ending is like Escape from LA, basically. It's like the main character's given the choice to fuck the planet, and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck the planet. And he unleashes the Death Force, which is just a bunch of robots that cull humanity, essentially, until the sequel, when we see that they didn't kill everybody. I mentioned Ghost in the Shell. There's a lot of cyborgs and robots in Ghost in the Shell, many of them bad. We got Godzilla vs. Kong, because there aren't that many instances of Mechagodzilla actually.
I got that one as well.
Oh, you do? On 4K?
I had to look up which one was the one that had the Mechagodzilla in it, but yes.
Yeah. The reason why I pulled this one, because I have all the Godzilla. Of course. I mean, come on. I have all the Godzilla movies, but Mechagodzilla actually isn't strictly like malevolent or evil in that many of them. Like in I can't see it on the, but the Showa era ones, he's a bad guy. But you get to like the 90s, and he's actually made by humans, is actually supposed to be defending humanity. Same deal with the 2000s. And this one, it's like he's an evil fucking robot.
Yeah.
like he's out.
He's
He's
bad.
up to no good.
Bad
Um,
news.
He's bad news. He's bad news bears. And got a bunch of them aliens movies.
Oh, yeah.
Romulus, Covenant, Prometheus. Got Michael Fassbender up to no good. All the alien movies, in some capacity or another, feature synths or synthetic humans to some degree or another. Mostly bad, not always.
You
Predator,
had
go ahead.
not to cut you off, but you had Covenant there. Is there an evil one in or not Covenant? No, what's Romulus?
I mean, the middle portion of it, he is gonna tear that woman's head off.
Oh, and I forgot about
and Ian Holm also.
I forgot. Okay, yeah. I was
So,
thinking about David.
you try to
Not
get
David. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Who cares?
I don't remember the guy in Romulus's name. I've seen it like 3 times. I can't remember. his fucking
Jeffrey
name.
or something.
Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Predator Badlands. This is rated PG-13. And the only reason they're able to get away with that is that all the violence done to humanoids in it is technically done to synths. So they bleed white. And they they do some gnarly shit in this movie that's like, wow, the ratings board is just a joke, isn't it? This is the Foot Clan solution, where like in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Brad, live action movies and in the comics and stuff, the Foot Clan are human ninjas and stuff, and then they make the cartoon for kids. You see, it's like, how do we have these turtles beat the shit out of these Foot Clan guys every week and not have the censorship board crack down on us? It's like, well, let's make them robots. They blow up. It's like a GI Joe, where it's like they go pew pew, they shoot their lasers at each other, but they always show somebody get out of the tank right before it goes boom.
Mm-hmm.
They always show a guy come out of the tank right before it goes. It's so fucking stupid. I really enjoyed this. Like,
that was really good.
I liked it a lot. I practically begged both Kyle and Orion, two of my groomsmen. I practically begged them to go see it with me, and they fucking wouldn't. So I ended up just blind buying the 4K and watching it on the couch alone. And I was like, fuck, that was pretty good. Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. Hey, Levi, if you're still in here, Huck Hider on Blu-ray. We covered this for the podcast, the Keita Amemiya Appreciation Month, and this ended up being a good one. We both really enjoyed it, and it's on Blu-ray, and it features robots as both as hero and villain. King Kong escapes. I hate this Blu-ray. I hate this Blu-ray so much because I've bought this movie like twice, and every time I get it, it's only the English dub. It kind of obnoxious. Really don't like it, but there's a mechanical King Kong in it. Mechanicong, as they call him. And he's like a really lame Mechagodzilla. In that he has no eye lasers. He has a headlamp, Brad. Mechagodzilla has eye lasers and like finger missiles and like a chest electro beam and like a force field. He can fly. Mechanicong has a headlamp and hand grenades on his belt.
He can help you see if it's too dark outside, right?
Yeah, he can,
yeah.
He's your man. If you're going down a dark tunnel or something.
Power outage, he's the one you want to call.
If you need the mag light after a power outage, call Mechanicong. He's got a headlamp and hand grenades on his belt, you see, because he's got to hold up his britches because he's a robot. And if I remember right, he has to physically grab the hand grenades and go, eh. They're not self-propelled. He has to go, just go, he's so fucking jank. I take it back. Mechanicong's kind of cool. Worth noting, he predates Mechagodzilla.
Oh.
Also a Toho production. He actually predates Mechagodzilla. Robot Carnival! I don't remember there being many evil robots in this, but it's called Robot Carnival, and it's an amazing collection of Japanese animated shorts, all centering on robots. Screamers! We talked about this on the podcast, and Kyle hated it. Like Kyle could not engage with this movie. We did a whole ass month dedicated to Peter Weller. My idea, no surprise there. I like this movie, but I also understand why people don't. Um, Mortal Kombat, this awkward box set of Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and the first half of Mortal Kombat Legacy. Like I said, awkward box set. Not handsome, not proud of it. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is on here because Cyrax. Do you remember the robot ninjas in Mortal Kombat, Brad?
Can't say I recall. No,
Are you a Mortal Kombat guy?
I'm not. I've seen the original and the newest one. That's about
Or
it.
the game? Are you a Mortal Kombat
Oh,
guy?
the games? No, even less so. Even less so.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was talking. Anyway, there are robot ninjas.
I was a Soul Calibur guy. All right.
Oh, I mean, that was a banger in college. Like that was the game to play in college because the rounds are so fast, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Like on rotation, you have like what we would do among me and my roommates is we'd have a game of Civilization 4 running on the computer, and then two guys playing Soul Calibur, and then every time a round finished on Soul Calibur, we do round robin. So you task
That's
switch
amazing.
between
Yeah.
Civilization and Soul Calibur. Good times. Yeah, there are robot ninjas. One of them's named Cyrax. He is yellow, and he shoots nets made of green goo from his chest. And he was really annoying to fight against in the game. X-Men Days of Future Past, the Rogue Cut. I do think this is the superior version of the film. Proud owner of this, actually. This and the R-rated cut of the Wolverine, both fun things to have. Really appreciate both those different cuts of the films. This is the X-Men film where they finally did the Sentinel. They aren't like represented so much in like the past portion of the story, but the future version of them, like the more like Nimrod-esque version of them. It's actually kind of impressive how like dreadful and formidable they make them. Like watching those characters die like 3 different times is pretty gnarly, actually, when
Yeah.
you think about it. Pretty decent movie. Gridman. This is a Japanese tokusatsu TV show from the 90s that takes place in the internet. And all the monsters are like computer virus kind of characters. And Gridman is like the internet police who has to beat the shit out of them, Ultraman style. And then finally, Zeram 2 and Iria. These are all from Keita Amemiya, Japanese filmmaker who we talked about on the podcast. This is the anime OVA series based on the same characters. The chief antagonist of this series, you can kind of see him silhouette in the red there. It's unclear what it is. Like it seems like it's a cyborg of some sort because it's definitely organic, but components of it seem to be mechanical. So it's somewhere in between, but very Terminator-esque. I love Zeram. Everything Zeram's great. Wish I could get the Super Famicom game, but it's really expensive, even though it's supposed to be kind of bad. Anyway, that's all of my shit. Baton is passed, Brad. Speed round. Go.
Well, I don't have a ton. I had the Alien movies set aside as well, but we already covered that. I have here, I'll mention The Mangler.
Oh, we
which
talked about that.
I think we did an episode on, yes, The Mangler.
When was the
Killer
last time you
laundry
did a
press.
retro episode, Brad?
What's that?
When was the last time you did a retro review?
Oh, it's been a little while. I can't remember the last time.
Was
Probably
it The
sometime
Mangler?
last year. What's that?
Was it the Mangler?
It may have been The Mangler. It may have been The Mangler. I wanted to watch The Mangler so bad. But yeah, better than I had expected it to be. I will say that. It was fun. I mean, it's trashy, but I mean, I kind of had a good time with it. Movie here I have not seen, so I really don't have much to say, but it does involve a cyborg from Vinegar Syndrome. I have Steel and Lace. obviously cyborg-esque up there.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know if she's the villain or the heroine or the I mean, it does say she's deadly, so I'm gonna include it. And finally, this one I don't totally remember the explanation for how this worked. I don't think there was a supernatural element. I think it was all science-based. Don't totally remember. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I have, the Invisible Man remake from
Oh,
2020.
yeah. Yeah, there's quite a lot of science involved.
Yeah, because I can't remember, does he die and then he is permanently, because he's not wearing a suit the whole time, is he?
I believe he is.
Is he? Okay, so he is alive and he's wearing the suit.
Yeah, I
Okay,
believe what happens is there's a false representation of death,
gotcha.
and
Okay.
then there's science involved after that.
Yeah.
I
I need
enjoyed
to
that
check
film.
this one out again.
Yeah, no, Kyle and I reviewed that for catching up on cinema. I like that. The Universal horror, like, pseudo revivals have been interesting, I guess, because you had that one. Um, we don't talk about Dracula Untold, even though that film is important. It's an important historic archive because of it actually it's a very accurate representation of an actual battle that occurred in Romanian history.
Oh,
See.
okay.
um what was it? I didn't see Wolfman though. Sorry you didn't like
Uh,
Levi.
yeah. Wolfman was stepped down from Invisible Man. It was kind of, fumbled things as it went, but I thought there was a couple standout scenes in it. It was it I know it got kinda torn apart, but I think it had its moments.
I was
I'll
looking
defend it a
forward
bit.
to it, but I got scared off by the reviews a bit.
Yeah, we got
Just
The Mummy coming out next month, I think.
yeah, there's actually a decent amount of fanfare behind that one.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Trying something new for sure.
yeah. But that's all of my picks.
All right, I'll just show one more because it it's funny because this actually doesn't fit very well. Cyborg, as directed by Albert Pyun. As far as I understand, it's titled because technically there is a cyborg in it. There's a female character very early in the movie who is not like introduces the plot, but is not with this narrative for like 90% of it. So technically there are cyborgs in this film. They don't factor into the story very much. I think it was just strictly marketing where it's like it's a strong title, kind of similar to your chopping mall, hasn't been
Yeah.
used. People like robots. We're calling it Cyborg. And I think internationally it's called Slinger, which is not very good, but Van Damme's profession in it is Slinger, so it makes more sense than Cyborg. But really, I just wanted to show this for a gag, but also because I heard that is it like Yippee Ki Video, the same people who made the quote director's cut of Captain America, another Albert Pyun movie, are apparently giving the same treatment to this one, which I might check out because you
Nice.
know me,
Yeah,
Brad.
yeah.
I'm a sucker
Yeah.
for alternative cuts,
Yeah.
and also R.I.P. Albert Pyun.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I remember. Is that a Shout release, I wanna say?
This one is, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when that came out, and, I still haven't popped on it or checked it out, but I'm curious.
It's a it's not great. I mean, it's Albert Pyun, so it looks like $1,000,000.
Right.
The man knew how to shoot. The man knew how to shoot and how to light. His editing sometimes frustrates me. Like it there's something about like the pacing of his cuts that often doesn't work for me, especially when it comes to like action. Even though he does a lot of action movies. It looks really nice and it comes with the novelty factor of it being like I think it was the sort of thing where like Bloodsport is Van Damme's first movie, but it like sat on a shelf forever. So like Cyborg and Bloodsport kind of came out as like a 1-2 punch, but it wasn't until the studio, I think it was Canon, I believe. It wasn't until they decided to like put all put a head of steam behind him that all of it came out at once. So it was like I think it was just like a keep busy project or just like a, I gotta eat kind of movie for him. But it came out like around the same time as Bloodsport, which is far and away the more impactful film in his filmography. But Cyborg's fun. Like you could do a lot worse with an afternoon.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, this has been our Robot Rampage edition of Tales from the Shelf. Thanks for joining me, Brad, and also thanks for poking me about sitting down to schedule this.
Yeah, hey, we've never missed a month, so we had to get it in.
I mean, you're really good about that, Brad. Keeping things orderly on the shelf and keeping things orderly on the calendar. You're the guy for that. I am not. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. This has been a ton of fun. Needed this today. But before we go, hey, Brad, how about you let everybody know where they can find you and your awesome podcast?
Yeah, so it's the Cinema Speak podcast. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and where you listen to shows. We're on Twitter at the Cinema Speak, Instagram Cinema Speak Podcast, on YouTube as Cinema Speak, and then you can find us just on the web at cinemaspeak.libsyn.com.
Yeah, thanks for that. And as for myself, my show is called Catching Up on Cinema. You're listening to it and or watching it. We post when we post, and as Brad said, we do a live stream once a month. So make sure to respond when you see that blip on your YouTube, because that's generally where we're streaming. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. Look forward to doing another one of these next month. But that being said, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you